There were certain brands that I think helped fuel the vinyl revival. I'm thinking of brands like Audio Tehnica and Fluance. They came at the right time and provided people with good turntables at decent prices, which were needed to play all those shiny new records that people were buying. With this little device, SMSL may do the same thing for the compact disc comeback. Let's talk.
Channel 33, RPM, yeah, 33, RPM, channel 33, RPM, yeah, final gear ever.
SMSL reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested in reviewing their PA40 amp. I said sure, but I also said I would be interested in checking out their well-reviewed PL100 CD player. Everyone seems to be talking about this CD player lately, and I wanted to get my hands on one, and they agreed to send me both units, so that was awesome. Thank you very much, SMSL. I figured these two components would pair well together and would work well for those who want to put together a decent budget system to listen to CDs on. You can get both of these components, both of them together for $250, which is pretty remarkable. Other hi-fi companies such as Fosi and Duic Audio have shown us that you can give people some pretty decent gear for a reasonable price, so my expectations were pretty high. You can see I'm unboxing the gear here, beginning with the Class D amp, model PA40. As I mentioned, it retails for around $140 US or $190 in Canada. According to SMSL, it has an output of 165 watts at 4 ohms and 85 watts at 8 ohms. It has an aluminum alloy shell and comes with a remote control. Moving over to the CD player, the PL100, it sells for just over $100 US or around $140 in Canada, give or take. It comes equipped with a slot-in mechanism to load CDs and can be positioned horizontally or vertically, which is kind of cool, but I'm a horizontal kind of guy myself. Like the amp, it has a pretty solid all-aluminum alloy shell and also comes with the full-feature remote control. Both the amp and the CD player feel reasonably solid, so let's take these to the music room and check them out in more detail.
Channel 33, RPM.
Okay, first thing is first, here's the amp. Let's take a look at the back of the amp. Right here you got a rocker switch to turn the power off and on. You have the power input here. I like the fact that the power supply is internal. You don't have to fuss with the power brick or anything like that. Here you have the binding posts, which accept banana plugs. I love banana plugs. And you have one RCA input. On the front, it's pretty simple. You have the LCD or the display that comes on obviously when you power it up, and you have one single multifunction knob. Once you fire it up, you can see the display. The volume ranges from -60 to 0, with 0 being the loudest. It's got a built-in preset EQ with a handful of options, which range from 1 to 5. You can also adjust the treble and bass separately. The amp also has high gain and low gain options. I just left mine on low gain. That was more than enough power that I needed. Finally, you can also adjust the brightness of the front display with options ranging from 1 to 8. I left it somewhere in the middle. You can control all these functions through the knob on the front of the amp or via the remote control. The CD player is a little bit smaller. It's a little bit smaller than the amp. It's also a little bit heavier. You have all the functions you need here, play, pause, all that kind of stuff. You also have a volume control, volume up, volume down if you're using this directly with headphones, and you have the little display right there, and the CD loader, what's this called again? I mentioned it at the beginning. It is called a front-loading mechanism. I can't believe I forgot that, front-loading mechanism. On the back, what do we have here? We got a bunch of outputs, including RCA outputs, headphone output, optical, and coaxial, and you got the power in right there. So I've lived with the amp and the CD player now for a couple of weeks. I use the CD player with my Marantz PM6004 integrated amp. I also used it with my Cambridge Audio AXA35 amplifier. And of course I used it with the SMSL amp. When I hooked both of these up, I played them through a pair of Fluance tower speakers. Overall, I gotta say I was really impressed with this SMSL gear. That's a mouthful, SMSL, especially the CD player. Let's talk some more. The PL40 CD player sounded great, man. Much better than its $100 price tag would suggest. I did A/B comparisons between this CD player and my Marantz CD 6004 CD player, and I expected there to be a day and night difference in terms of the sound quality between those two units, but it wasn't day and night. This one really held its own, surprisingly. The Marantz CD player was slightly warmer and fuller sounding, but again, it wasn't this huge difference. I was expecting a huge difference. The Marantz also had more functionality and a better build quality, of course, but it's also 4 or 5 times the price. The cheaper PL100 was fun to listen to. It's punchy and neutral to slightly warm sounding. In terms of other aspects of this CD player, loading compact discs was fast. It read the CDs pretty quickly. And overall, I thought this player punched way above its weight. As for the PA40 amp, I thought it sounded good, particularly as you turn the volume up a bit and engage the tone controls. This amp is not particularly warm sounding or open. I would describe the sound characteristic more as neutral. Overall, it felt like a solid machine, a legitimate piece of hi-fi rather than a toy or a novelty item, which is good. On the downside, the multifunction knob on the front of the amp felt kind of cheap, and the tone and equalizer controls were not super intuitive, but it didn't take me long to figure them out. I also think the amp would benefit from a second set of RCA inputs and maybe Bluetooth functionality, but I know those items would drive up the price of this amp. And this is totally subjective, but neither the amp nor the CD player will win any awards for their exterior design. They kind of look like 1990s computer hard drives. Again, that is super subjective. That's my opinion, but beauty is definitely in the eye of the beholder. The superstar here is definitely the CD player, but the amp also holds its own. For just over $100 and $140 respectively, these products may be the hi-fi deals of 2025. You can buy both of them together for less than $240, and if you do, you have the building blocks of a pretty nice audio system. Just add speakers. Both products sound good and appear to be well built, which is what really matters. All right, 33ers, YouTube thinks you're gonna love this video they are recommending on the screen right now. Why don't you click on it? I'll see you there in a couple of minutes. Until then, keep on spinning.